What up, y'all? In this video, I want to talk about something I think is a little bit hard to articulate, but I'm going to try to do my best. So I think a lot of the time when you're on your self-improvement and you want to be more attractive for women, you know, you go out and you try to work on these different little facets, like hit the gym, you know, dress better, smell good, get an education, get a job, and you know, you're putting together these little factors, right? But you know, if you truly want to be attractive, you kind of have to be an individual, right? So you have to kind of be, it's not just about putting those factors together. You have to actually be something different and something greater than the sum of the parts that you're putting together. I'll try to give an analogy, right? Like, it's kind of like if you ever had a grandma cook for you, you know, she might give you the recipe, right? And then you cook it, but it doesn't come out like how she does it, you know, because the way that she cooked, it's like the final product, the food is greater than the sum of its parts, right? Like, it's different than the sum of its parts, you know, because there's some touch that she puts on it and it just seamlessly comes together, right? And I think that's how you have to be as a person. Like, a woman still wants to know that you're an individual. You're not just, oh, guy who has muscle, guy who has good job, guy who has, you know, these different factors, like, on their own. They have to come together seamlessly. And I know that could be hard, but like, it has to come together seamlessly in a way that makes you individual, in a way that makes you unique, right? Like, I had this I really kind of had this, like, you know, I already had this thought, but the other day, it really kind of hit me. If you're familiar, like, I'm gonna make another analogy. Like, I saw the Volkswagen logo, and I never really, you know, when I was driving behind this car, and I never really realized that, I mean, I knew it, but not unconsciously. Like, you know, if you look at the Volkswagen logo, you see a V and then you see a W under it, right? Volkswagen. So it has two parts, a V and a W. I know this sounded kind of confusing, but bear with me. But when you look at the logo, you don't see the individual parts. You see the logo as a whole, right? So you don't even notice the VW, the V and the W separated. You see it as one being, right? And I feel like that's kind of how you have to be. So, like, as much as you're working on yourself, you also have to just allow yourself to express yourself and to be an individual, so that you're seen as something different than the sum of your parts, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense, because it's like, you have to be an individual, you know, you have to be unique. Like, that's what makes you seem strong. That's what makes you look like, be appreciated as someone different than other people. And I think it's something that you have to feel out, but just go out and experiment and, you know, kind of make your own self, or like, figure out your own flow. Like, your own flow is going to be like the glue, you know, to your other components, like, you know, the working out, the dressing better, the smelling good, the getting a good job. Like, you gotta kind of test things out. Like, for me, you know, the other day on a date, I was chatting with a girl about video games and comic books. Like, some guys might not have the balls or the courage to do that, but I was doing it because, you know, I'm kind of developing my own style, right? And like, yeah, another analogy way of looking at it would be like a signature, right? Like, if you look at a celebrity signature, you might see the big components, right? But there's little micro components that you just can't copy. Like, you try to do it and you can't do it right, you know? It's like, it's kind of like that. Like, you can't just be a cookie cutter machine. Like, oh, I'm gonna hit the gym, get a good job. I feel like that's what a lot of dudes think. And if you're really good at being yourself, like, there's some dudes who can do fine in dating without a job, or like without a good job, or without dressing well. Like, don't get me wrong, that's pretty rare. Those people that are born with that type of personality, where like, they could pull girls no matter if they have a job, if they have a good haircut, if, like, they don't need really anything. they're so unique and personable and whatever, but that is a little bit more rare. But you can kind of let that happen yourself. All right, take care, y'all. Peace.